welcome to the live stream. Today we are having GQ from YouTube channel, just GQ. Man, it's going to be an awesome stream. He's an awesome content creator. His videos seems like you're watching a movie. So if you haven't checked him out yet, check him out right after this stream. It's awesome. So I got a couple quick announcements. As always, let me know where you're watching from while I go through these announcements. So Daytona, baby. We are finally almost there. I will be leaving early in the morning on the 9th. I'll be out there on the 9th. Still doing the iron butt ride, even though because I got rear-ended. We got that. So it's rideable to go out there. So I'll be there from 9th to 11th. And then on the 12th, I'll be heading out to Georgia, do a practice session with Robert Simmons. And then I'm just going to truck on home. So if you're going to be at either two of those events, let me know. I want to meet up with you, meet you. I'll probably give you some stickers. And that's pretty much all my announcements. And also, if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, make sure you go on the Facebook and join it. We're starting to grow slowly but surely. So let's see who we got in the comments here. All right, we got the Workman Experience in the house. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming. Dad Go is here, like always, doesn't miss a stream. Gerald Murray. We got GoBot in the house. Lee Sturgis. Ty from Tennessee. Papa D Rides. Man, we got a lot of people here. Andrew Schultz always here. All right, guys. Oh, we got Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle, Robert Simmons. Appreciate you coming on. Forward Love. Man, there's just so many people here. Austin Banks. All right, so without further ado, we'll bring in just GQ, but I always have to do this right. He didn't have an intro, so I made one for him. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Your man GQ, the leader of the Peace Army, telling you guys to be safe, be cool, and most importantly, be you, and peace out until we meet again.
What is going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. I'm glad that you could make it to the stream today. We got a bunch of people in here. We got about 21 people right now. So
sir,
they're ready to hear your story and dive down into this. So we'll just go ahead and move it along into the first question.
Okay.
For the people that don't know you and your channel, just go ahead and tell us a little about yourself and your YouTube channel.
Well, for the people who don't know, I'm GQ. The channel name is just GQ. I've been doing YouTube. This is entering my third year. I've been riding since 2007. Somebody can do the math for me. So, but 2007, and I've been riding Harley Davidsons the last 4 years.
Okay. Now, what? Tell us a little about your YouTube channel. What's it all about? I know you're the leader of the Peace Army. So, yeah. What exactly is your YouTube channel about, and what exactly is the Peace Army?
Okay, so my YouTube channel, with my YouTube channel, I hope to inspire people to get out and really like ride across the country. And it's beautiful. I mean, if you haven't taken a cross-country trip on your motorcycle, it's one of the most exhilarating, relaxing, inspiring, emotional things that you can never do. And when I went across to California a couple of years ago, it really it changed my life. And as far as the Peace Army, yes, I am the leader of the Peace Army. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
The leader of the Peace Army is in this motorcycle thing, this motorcycle community, and in MC culture, so motorcycle club culture. You encounter so many different people from all different walks of lives, and sometimes, you may encounter somebody who you're like, I don't know if I want to talk to him, or why does he look like that, or why is he in a corner looking on mean and down and things like that. And so, like for me, the motorcycle brings us together and we have more in common than we have apart. And so if I lead with the energy of like peace, love, and joy, when I meet you, if I have a peaceful spirit, if I'm having great energy, I have a great personality, and I'm leading with such positivity, you can't help but to kind of open up a little bit and
Right.
let the connection really like come together.
Yeah. So basically, you're just trying to change the whole motorcycle culture and show people that don't ride. Like, hey, we're people too. We just like to ride bikes and
Real
wear some
people.
different clothes.
Right, real. Because I mean, I get off my motorcycle gear, I'm boots, I'm in black leather, the whole 9 yards, and you get off the bike sometimes, and it's like, people are staring, and I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? Especially
Right.
being from the south, like we are super like, engaged and like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all all right about? And they're like, hey, um, yeah, it's I do want to change that perception. And once again, if you're leading with that type of energy, then you definitely playing your part.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. All right. So, we got Psycho Fanatics in the house. He said, rocking that Psycho Fanatics cap with style, brother. You know it. Hot off the press. Boots and jeans rider. We have Karen. Karen's here saying hi to you, GQ. I know,
Hey,
I
I,
know she
I
was excited for it.
yeah,
Yeah. Lee Sturgis Peace Army. I love it. Yeah, it's awesome message. And that logo, man. Did you make that logo?
I made the logo myself. Yes, I did.
Man.
And I wanted something that I can put on anything, and it's worked out. I mean, it's really like it's a symbol. I love to throw up the peace sign. Like that's my. I've always done it. Like just not even knowing. I'm just like I just happened to wear a black helmet with my bike, and I was like, I need to combine those two. So I put it together, got in Adobe, and mocked it up, and it's my thing now, and
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
that's good. I'm gonna have to get one of those hats because I love that freaking hat, man.
I
That
got you,
logo
man.
stuff.
What color you need, man? What color you need? I got you.
I typically wear black and white. So,
Okay, look, let me see. Do I got a black one? Look, matter of fact, look, I got one for you right there. Boom.
oh my
I
man.
got one
All
for
right,
you.
I'll get you
It's
some.
something.
All right, I'll send you some of my merch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So let's see. Papa D ride says just Q is the man. Yeah, we all know he is. But
Nah, man, don't do it like that, man. Don't do it like that.
all right. So let's go into question two. You already answered this a little bit here. So
Mhm.
what got you into riding motorcycles and how long have you been riding?
What got me into riding motorcycles? I always loved like two wheels in general. So as a young kid, I would ride my 10 speed or my 20 inch, my BMX. I would ride it all across the city. Like me and a couple of friends, we would get together. We had, each time we went out on our adventure, we switched. Like I'll have the backpack this time, and then the next person have the backpack with the patches and the air pump and the little tools just in case we broke down. But I always had a love for two wheels, and when I went to college, I had a nice refund check one year. I had a nice little refund check, and I was like, I want to buy a motorcycle. Didn't know how to
Okay,
ride it and anything. I bought it. Me and one of my buddies, we went and picked it up and came back, and I taught myself how to ride it in the parking lot, and the rest is history.
that's awesome. So you didn't really have any influence from like your family or anything. Just one day you're just like, I
I
want a
just,
bike.
I just want a bike. I mean, I had a few uncles who rode, but I wasn't really around them. I just more so as I got older, it's like, oh, I used to ride this Kawasaki ZX 9000. I'm like, oh yeah, for real, it's like, yeah. But nah, not a direct influence at all. It's more just like a self-made thing.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's pretty much how I was too. Like I never really knew anybody that rode a motorcycle. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try it, and rest is history. All right, so we got Kelly B gliding in here, saying what's up, GQ,
Oh, Kelly B, that's my man, Kelly B.
and we got DC Cycler. We're gonna see him soon. He said bring some hats to Daytona.
I got you, man. I got y'all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. I need to grab my charger for my computer.
Oh, okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Give me one
You
second.
can go grab the charger. I'll.
It's gonna get off. It's right here. It's right here. I got it.
All right.
I got you, bro.
No worries, no worries. We don't need your computer dying during the stream. Then I'll have to sit here and talk, and nobody wants to hear me talk. So while you're plugging that in, I'll look at a
I'm
couple
ready.
other of the
I'm
comments.
good.
Okay,
I'm good. We good to go, brother.
we got Miss Jenny here. She's awesome person, fellow preloader. Okay, so all right. So this next question, I actually have a little video. So
There
you
you go.
hold
Okay.
on, hold on, hold on. Okay, so in a lot of your videos, you have all these analogies, and sometimes, man, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I have to rewind. I'm like, what did he just say? And then I start laughing because they're so good, but funny at the same time. So before you answer this question, let
Mhm.
me go ahead and show them what I'm talking about.
When I heard they were close, I hopped on my bike and tracked them down like a Navajo scout. And the crowds got thicker than a Popeye's biscuit smothered with Nutella. While the sun started dropping like Chris Paul in the playoffs, the temperature fell as well, with the sounds of our bikes going back and forth off the walls like an argumentative couple. And the cold had us constantly adjusting like trying to gain reception with a hanger from an antenna. And we were focused like a suburban kid on the Adderall taking the ACT. And the sun shifted over us, causing our shadows to lean to the side like a smooth criminal.
How do you come up with all those analogies? Because those are I get a kick out of them and they're great.
Honestly, and this is the right hand to the man truth. I have no idea. I I literally um I had a really great English teacher. I took AP English when I was in high school by accident. And my teacher would always tell me we were writing, and he would always say, try to make sure you someone can close their eyes and visualize what's going on. So if it's funny, if it's me just talking about like the scenery, it's me saying something about how the rain is hitting me, like what can you say to make them truly understand what you're going through in that moment? And so I'm sitting here. I'm not. People ask me like, "Oh, did you rap? Were you a rapper?" At once, like, "Nah, I've never been a rapper. I don't rap. I don't. I just really sit there and try to make sure I'm connecting with the audience in more ways than just visually. Like I want I want them to hear what I'm going through as well.
Yeah, I mean when you're using those, that makes the video so much more immersive, and you get sucked in even more because you're just waiting to see what happens next, and that's absolutely awesome. So, do you write any poetry or anything like that?
Um, I've written poetry, but I'm not
Okay.
a poet. I'm not a poet at all. I don't consider myself a poet. Uh, I've written a few poems, but that's about the farthest as that goes. Nothing crazy. I don't have a massive like poetry library or just a big log. Like the book that I write in is like the book that I use for YouTube. It's just like I'm writing
Okay.
out my narrative. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. Be the boss of your motorcycle says excellent job with the video clips, Joe. Appreciate it. Try to make this a little more interesting once in a while. And then Workman Experience is asking, have you performed spoken word?
Once. One time I did it. Contrary to popular belief, like I don't like to be in front of a lot of people. Like it's something that honestly, like YouTube has helped me get through. Like it's not easy to, put yourself out there. I did it
Right.
once. I was like, I don't know if I like it. And even when uh, I started the YouTube thing, I knew I wanted to tell a story, but I hate like the sound of my voice. I hate listening to me. And so I was just like, I don't want to do it. So for the longest, I didn't put any narratives. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. Just go with it. They gonna like it or they not. And so I'm slowly becoming more and more comfortable with being in front of people and just like speaking in front of people.
Yeah, that's the great thing about YouTube, because I mean, the audience, believe it or not, most of these YouTubers, they don't really like people. They they're they're in a room, in front of a video camera. It's just them
Yeah.
and the camera, and then when they're done, they're like, I don't want to go out in public and talk to people and stuff. I mean, obviously, there's some people that
Yeah.
like talking with other people, but yeah, it definitely helped me get a little more comfortable, talking. And then after you get over the fact where you gotta listen to yourself talk, that's a big hurdle to jump.
That's huge. That is huge.
And some people don't ever get over it. All right, so Kodak the Ground Pounder says peace and love to you both. Thanks, Kodak. Uh, Gobot, I put this up here earlier. He said Q's a poet and didn't even know it. And see what he did there.
Bars.
Oh God. All right. Kodak says, I think he meant to put Jogo, rogue glide or streak glide. You already know my answer. The right glide, the streak glide. So, Ty from Tennessee says, I can't stand the sound of my voice too. I sound like a hillbilly. Oh man. All right. So we're gonna dive down into the next question. So you're in a motorcycle club. So for I've never been in a motorcycle club. A lot of people haven't. So what's it like being a part of a motorcycle club?
When I'm pretty sure we've all grown up riding, pedal bikes. You know what I mean? It's like having those friends and doing the same thing, but as adults together consistently and like under the same like banner. Like we are all a part of the same organization. We have the same ideals, the same values, the same things. It's the same. It's just a certain community of people that you just vibe and you just gel with. And when you get that kind of people together who like to do the same types of things, and you get to go across the country with them, it's like no other. And I tell people, like people ask me all the time, well, I don't want to feel like I don't want to join a motorcycle club because I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And it's like that's perfectly fine. You don't have to, join a motorcycle club to ride your motorcycle. You can ride your motorcycle by yourself, with a group of friends, in a club, without a club. It doesn't matter. As long as you're having fun and being safe while you're doing it, that's the only thing that really like truly matters. But for me, and one of the biggest things, I found myself at one point riding a lot by myself.
Hmm.
That's what started me kind of like looking toward like, man, I should join a club or get a part of some type of organization. A lot of people have misconceptions of clubs and some of the things that they're about, and I want to dispel that. That's why I record not everything, but I record pretty much everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you can see, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how we ride. This is how we get down. This is what happens at gas stops. You're gonna see breakdowns. You're gonna see laughter. You're gonna see crying. You're gonna see everything. We're normal people. We're human beings, just like everyone else. And once I went into that direction, and I
Hmm.
joined the club, and I saw like, okay, like this is cool. I joined because it was something that I wanted to do, but as you get into it, you really see there's a lot of like benefits to it. I'm more comfortable now going across country and going to Canada and going all these other places I've been because I know like one call, I can make a call to a brother 2,000 miles away and say, hey, I'll be in Detroit in a couple of weeks. I'm coming through. Hey, don't worry about it. Come stay at my house. We hang out and it's the network is probably one of the most underrated aspects of it. I've had issues where I've had bike trouble. People who I was riding with had bike trouble. I can make a call, and if I didn't know someone, someone knew someone else who knew someone else, and the community is so like vast and so tight. Like we were off the road like that. We canceled AAA more times than we used it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. You have that peace of mind, no matter where you're traveling, because I'm sure there's different like chapters
Yep.
across the United States, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that's like your own AAA right there, pretty much. You know what I mean? But that leads me into my next question. So, question number 5: what do you think the most common misconception that people have about motorcycle clubs?
That we're all up to no good.
Right.
Um, that we're all about like Sons of Anarchy like ruined a lot of people's conception of bikers because not everyone, not all motorcycle clubs like do nowhere near like that kind of stuff. Like that's not nothing we even touching. You know what I'm saying? It's just a group of people who enjoy riding their bikes together. I mean, that's literally what it is. But the biggest misconception is that we're up to no good or we're trouble or we're running drugs or guns. Like I said, Sons of Anarchy is just like it put a big stain. And don't get me wrong, I love the show. Like it was like
Yeah, I was gonna wait till you
I
stopped
was,
talking.
it
I was gonna say that
was
was a hell of a show.
it was a hell of a show. Like I mean, I enjoyed it. I
Right.
watched it twice. The whole thing's back. So I'm gonna watch it again. And but some people like take that as like, yeah, that's real life. Like
No.
that's what happens when and you see people pull up. And that's another reason why I'm like so big on like the peace army thing. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm GQ, so on and so forth, blah blah blah. Like I'm leading with such like positive energy. They're like, okay, well, they were in the club, they were pretty cool. Like they wasn't what I thought they were. You know what I mean? So
Right. And a lot of these people don't realize, like a lot of these clubs, they're the ones putting on the fundraisers, uh, raising money for like charities and stuff. I mean, I,
yep.
I don't think I've ever had a bad experience with a motorcycle club. Obviously, you got to respect them, but I mean, they're pretty much the nicest people that you'll meet, honestly.
Yeah, man. You have we've matter of fact, we just gave away a scholarship to some kids going to college. It's our Code Blue scholarship. Code Blue is one of our members. Rest in peace. Uh, he passed away a few years ago. He was in our Fayetteville chapter, and we give a Code Blue scholarship of excellence, uh, ex- excellent scholarship every year to a high school student. And we raise money. We give back to the unfortunate. We sponsor kids for Christmas and sponsor families for Christmas. We do a lot of things for the community. We do put on Easter egg hunts. We cook food for the community. We are really about uplifting each other, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't see and we don't promote enough of.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, we just need it pretty much with this with YouTube. I mean, that's the easiest way to promote it because that reaches millions of people. So, and then you always have those few bad apples that make it worse for all of us. But
Yeah,
I mean, all you can do is join the peace army and spread
that's
the
right.
positivity.
Right. Look, that's right. I got a hat waiting for him.
Yeah, I'll be wearing that for sure, no doubt. So, all right, so we'll move on to our next question, question number 6. So, what have you learned about yourself through the experience of riding a motorcycle?
That's a good question. Man, I've learned a lot. I've learned first and foremost in regards to myself how strong I am of a person. I knew I was strong, but motorcycling is such an escape for a lot of people. And just like full transparency here, um, I've dealt with like depression and anxiety and things like that, and being able to get on my motorcycle when I'm at my worst and then travel somewhere and come back and feel like a renewed like spirit, a renewed like soul, a renewed just vibe about myself, and it becomes infectious. It's like, man, I want everybody else to do that. And that's like another thing with the peace army. It's like I want people when they're feeling like they're down that you're not alone. Like this motorcycle has allowed me to realize like I can overcome so many things. The two wheels
Right.
just happen to be the conduit that I do it through.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot about myself from riding a motorcycle. I mean, you you do things that you never thought you would do
Never.
before. I mean, riding cross country, you ride cross country. I mean, I haven't gone quite cross country, but I've gone some miles, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I would have. You couldn't have paid me a couple of years ago, just say 10 years ago, and say, "Hey, I'm gonna bet you're gonna ride to Toronto, Canada solo." I was
Right.
like, "Nah, I'm not. No, no, no." I would have never thought I did that, but here I am today, and it's like, man, I did that, and I can do so much more. And so, like each time I come back, it's like, okay, I want to go further. I want to push myself more. I want to show other people what it's like to grow in this sport of motorcycling.
Right.
And it's not for everybody. I'm not saying everybody needs to jump on their bike and go to Key West and then go to Seattle, but just to just push yourself a little bit further each time is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a comment from Workman Experience that I saw earlier, and he said, "Your journey to Canada and tribute to your mother. This is what sets you apart from others."
Mhm.
Uh, and then we have Andrew saying the challenge of being a better writer and improving your skills is what I really enjoy. And that's another valid point because when you're working on all your skills, you're taking yourself to another level. I mean, it's like crawl, walk, and run, you know,
Mhm.
and you're always learning. So that was a good point. I like that. And we got Lavish Williams checking in.
That's my
What's
man.
up,
That
fellas?
Detroit is in the house.
Oh, we also have HDAV Traveler in here. Awesome. Okay. So now we will move into the next question. In your opinion, what
Hmm.
do you think the most important item is to carry on your motorcycle? You actually just did a video on this not too long ago.
Uh, for me, if I had to just take just one item, and anything, it doesn't matter what it is, only could take one thing with me, it would be my phone.
Okay.
It for me, it would be my phone because I can call somebody if I get a flat. I can call somebody if I need some money. I can call somebody I need a gas. I can call somebody if I need a place to stay. But if we're talking about tool wise, tire patch kit
Right.
is like hands down. I mean, tools. I gotta have the tools though, but tire patch is like the thing that blowout and flat tires like the worst.
Right.
It's it's the absolute worst. thing ever.
Yeah, I think for me, if it was one item, it's hard to choose because people that actually ride and go on trips, you kind of need quite a bit of stuff. But
Yeah.
I think just to keep myself comfortable, I would say rain gear
Mm.
because there's nothing worse than being soaking wet, and
Mm.
it's just awful. But
Rain
so
game is huge.
so what's so if you what do you usually keep in your bike, like standard that's always there?
Standard, of course, toolkit. And when I say toolkit, some people they get these toolkits and they buy toolkits and it's too many tools for the bike. Like you're not gonna use all of them. It's just it adds extra weight.
Right.
I personally have a tool for everything that I need to take off or to fix on my bike. So I want to have a condensed tool set, one, an air compressor, a jumper, like if I need to jump my bike off. Also acts as a phone charger as well in a pinch and a flashlight as well. Uh, Rain gear, hands down. If you don't have water resistant or waterproof boots, then water proof boot covers. Um, Heated gear, the weather can change. It can get very nippy, especially you going across the desert, specific times of the year. Uh, Not rechargeable heated gear, but plug-in heated gear that goes into the tender. It's a huge difference. Uh, Extra pairs of socks. I hate wet feet if my feet were to get wet. Um, what else? I'm trying to think. It's a lot. Like I keep a
Right.
lot on the bike.
Right. Yeah. So my cousin, he's in here. He says zip
Zip
ties. That
ties,
that
zip
is
ties.
definitely a good one.
That's all in my my condensed toolkit thing. There's like zip ties. I got bungee cords. Uh, all kind of stuff, man.
Boots and jeans rider first aid kit. Yeah, I got one of those. Yeah. And then my wife says Daytona last year. I when I went to Daytona, I went the second week like I am this time, and that was the second week was just straight rain.
mm,
It was awful. But yeah,
it's terrible. That rain is terrible.
right. And then as far as the toolkit goes, so I put my own together,
Mm,
and it is so unbelievably hard to pick and choose what tools you're gonna put in there because it's like, man, I want that. I literally just had to condense mine down. I think it was like a couple weeks ago because I picked it up and the damn thing weighed like felt like 50 pounds.
yeah.
You
I
know?
did.
But I would say probably for the toolkit, your basic sockets with a ratchet,
Mm,
maybe a crescent wrench, a couple screwdrivers. I mean, just the basic stuff because you don't want all that weight in there
yeah.
while you're trying to go.
It
Right,
it gets that weight adds up quick, especially when you're going long distances. Like I have a scale in my garage, and I'm like, okay, let me put my saddle bag and make sure I'm not putting too much weight in each saddle bag. I try to
right,
make sure that it doesn't uh, get too heavy.
right. Yeah, because if they're uneven, you that could throw you into a death wobble, and nobody wants that. Boots and Jeans Rider says kidnap tape, aka duct tape. I don't know what you guys are doing, Boots and Jeans Rider, but we do not condone that type of behavior over here. It's family channel. Scott Lynn's old school because he says plastic grocery bags over your feet
Hmm.
will keep them warm and dry.
It does work. I've done it.
Scott Lynn also says, uh, "When is GQ going to ride the $1 million highway?" I just added that to my bucket list.
In July, I'll be doing that in July.
Awesome. That's another one on my list. I got so many places I want to go. Just gotta find the time.
I know that's right.
Yeah. All right. So now we will move into. This is going to be a fun question, and this will also be for everybody down in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. So, how do you feel about electric motorcycles?
Hmm.
Good, bad, overrated, underrated?
There's a motorcycle for everybody and everyone, but I don't think it's for me.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it'll be. It's just something about, and we ride Harley Davidsons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ride Harley Davidsons. It's just something about when I go in my garage and I back it out and I hit that starter and I hear that,
Oh yeah.
I hear
Yep.
that rumble. It, I get chills. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready to get on this thing, and I just can't imagine me just going and just you know what I mean? I
Right.
can't. I can't. I mean, like I say, it's for someone. I just don't believe it's for me. Uh, Even zipping around towns like, well, you can just use it to just go here and there. I'm like, well, I'll take the Road King. It's a little smaller, a little bit lighter. I'll just hop on that and zip around town. I'll spend the gas. I'll spend the gas.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. That's what the whole experience is about, man. It's like this is why they make different exhausts for your bike because you're trying to find that sound that you like.
Oh
And,
yeah.
but I mean, I don't think they'll I don't think they're the future, but I think that we're gonna end up seeing them a lot more. I know I don't know if you know of Rich the Return Rider, but he actually test rode one. He's another YouTuber, and he said he couldn't stop smiling the whole time he was riding it because they're just so quick, and now they got them to where they'll go. I think he said about 150 miles, which isn't terrible. I mean, so
Yeah, but I mean, even with that, my trajectory as far as like my riding uh future is all about like distance.
right, right, right,
So
right.
yeah, I can do 150, but if it takes me 30 minutes, 40 minutes to recharge and then do it again, you're cutting into my time. We don't have a lot of time. I get a couple of days off from work a year. I need to make the most of it. Time is of the essence, and it's not meaning that I'm rushing everything. I just want to maximize the time. So if it takes, and I'm just throwing out, 30 minutes to recharge the electric motorcycle from
Hmm.
pretty much zero. That's a lot of hours, additional hours added on to my total trip.
Yeah, not to mention when you're planning your route, you have to find where all those
Yep.
charges are, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think a lot of them are just right off the freeway. You know, you got to go to Walmart, you got to go to certain places to find them. Let's see what we got down here in the comments. Andrew Soltz says not enough range. Yep,
Uh,
for sure. But they're starting to come out with bigger batteries, so we'll stay tuned for that. Scott Lynn said, "No way, give me good old gasoline."
I'm,
Yep.
I'm with Scott. Let me get that gasoline, man.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but when I start my bike up and I get that whiff of the exhaust, that smells good to me. I mean, I'm not sitting there behind the tailpipe just huffing it in. Just quick sniff, you know. Ray's Moto Life says, "No thanks, just not into it. No electric motorcycle for me." Uh, Andre says, "Just as bad as the electric truck." Yeah. Boots and jeans riders neutral, just not for me. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah. Karen says, not no way, not no how. All right, I'm gonna guess that's a no from her. Lee Sturgis says you can't feel the roar in an electric bike. That's another point.
Right.
You know, you can definitely feel the torque though. I would imagine because from what I've seen, when you twist that throttle, those things are gone.
Mm.
And oh my gosh, Scotland says deaf people can't hear you. It's true. Like playing a trumpet with no sound. Yeah, what if there's a power outage at your exit? Very valid point.
And
All
then
right.
you can't take like it's certain things like we take for granted. Like if I know I'm going somewhere, like if I'm going toward the West Coast and then like gas stations get few and far between, I can pack a gallon gas container in my saddlebag and
Right.
take it with me. You can't pack extra like electricity. At least not that I know of.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think so. That'd be it'd be just as big as the battery in your bike, probably. You know.
Mm.
So Kelly B. Glyden says, "Electric not going to work for me." Yeah.
Shout out to my man Kelly B, man. If y'all not following Kelly B, man, go follow my man Kelly B Gliding on his YouTube channel. He gonna be down there in Daytona with us as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, just GQ is going to be out there in Daytona. A bunch of us are going to be out there in Daytona, and we can't wait for that. That's going to be such a fun time. Okay. Now let's see. DC Cycler says nothing like the sound of a gas-powered Indian Challenger. You spelled Harley Davidson wrong there, DC.
My man DC in the house.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go over to question 9. So I'm getting ready to go on a long motorcycle trip, probably the longest one that I've been on. So what tips do you have for long motorcycle trips?
First, drink water. Drink a lot of water. Prior to, don't think that uh like the day of or the night before you could drink a lot of water and be hydrated. Hydration is probably the biggest thing that will help you along on your long distance journey. For a few reasons. It it keeps you focused. It keeps you from fatigue. It helps cut your appetite a little bit, so you're not eating that gas station hot dogs and stuff like that. And you really don't want to be dehydrated. You get headaches. Your vision starts to get all kind of wonky and things like that. But hydration is the main thing. Two, I would say make sure that your bike is mechanically sound. So prior to, not the day of, prior to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, make sure your tires are good. Check your oil, change your fluids. Just go around your bike and tighten, take a wrench or a socket and just give a half turn on some things because a lot of people we ride, especially with holidays, we ride and vibrate a lot,
Right.
and things they get loose over time. So just take the time out to just turn some wrenches and make sure things are nice and tight on your motorcycle. Um, and make sure that you are properly prepared for where you're going.
Mm,
Uh, Meaning your gear, making sure you have your tools together, making sure you have your heated gear if it's going to be cold, make sure you have your rain gear if it's going to be wet. Just keep it on your bike, and that's probably it. Also, I also download or have some weather apps on my phone, so I
mm,
download a couple of those, and I can constantly track it on my way, so I can see. You just said you got caught in like this nasty storm going down to Daytona.
yeah. Yeah.
I'll pull up my phone if I know it's raining hard. I'm looking at the trajectory, and it's saying, "Hey, it's moving, northeast at like 20 miles an hour." Or maybe in like an hour and a half, it'll be clear. So I'll just hunker down and just wait. Or if it's just there and I need to get home, then I just, you know,
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
you got to do, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting for me because when I leave my house, it's going to be in the 30s. But then once I get further and further south, I mean, it's probably going to be like 70, you know?
Yeah. Once you hit, depending on which way, anything south of like the Tennessee, like South Carolina area, like you should be good.
Right. Yeah. So, where's it at? Ray's Moto Life asks when are we leaving for bike week. I'm leaving Thursday at 2 a.m. and I think you're leaving Thursday as well.
I'm actually waiting for a few friends, so we actually gonna get up like super early Friday
Okay.
and be out there.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Boots and Jeans Rider says have flexibility for
Yeah.
sure. You never know what's going to happen, you know? Let's see. Papa D, appreciate you. He's cheering us on here. 29 watching and 15 likes. If you haven't already, click that like button. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, hit that like button. And then make sure you subscribe to GQ's channel. You won't be disappointed for sure. Workman Experience says, under what circumstance would GQ or Joe trailer the bikes to an event? I'll let you go first, GQ.
Would GQ trailer a bike to an event? Yes. There's a caveat. If I had a real show bike, like if I had a like I don't know like a big wheel bagger or old really old vintage bike that I was putting in a competition or something like that, then I would trailer my bike. But any other circumstances, I gotta ride. I'm gonna ride mine. Of course, health reasons and things like that. But if it wasn't a health related issue or like a time constraint and it's something I really wanted to do, then I'd fly. But if
Right.
I had the time and everything was okay, I'm gonna ride no matter what.
Yeah, that's a good point with time constraints. So last year I trailered down to Daytona, but
Mhm.
this year I'm riding. So I mean, it just all depends on what you can do. I mean, there's no shame of trailering your bike all the way out there. Quite frankly, after a certain point, you're wishing that you trailered, especially if you're hitting some bad weather and stuff. But I mean, for the people that come to these rallies and they try to talk down on other riders because they trailered, it's like you don't know the circumstances, you don't know why they had to. Some people can't ride all that distance. So I'm not scared. I actually just bought an enclosed trailer, so it'll get used.
It's definitely nothing wrong with trailering your motorcycle. I don't have a problem with people trailing their motorcycles. Me personally, the journey for me is riding the motorcycle from point A to point B and then back to point A, and just seeing everything from a different perspective. And that's what I enjoyed the most on my cross country trips. Just being able to just stop and just or not necessarily stop, but just like riding and then seeing something like that just catches your eye. I don't look at the road like that when I'm in my vehicle. I'm just like just ready to get there. But when I'm riding on my motorcycle, I'm truly enjoying all of nature. Like I'm being stimulated visually. I'm being stimulated with my hearing, the smells. Like it's just a different type of experience that I get to take in. So if I could and everything's okay and the time permitted, I'm gonna ride.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. If I have the time and I can do it, I'll ride it. But if I got a trailer, it is what it is. Especially in the different climates that you live in. So I'm just squeaking by getting to Florida in with being March in Ohio. I mean, that's risky as it is.
Hmm.
But it's nice to trailer if you're in a spot where you get a lot of snow. You can take the bike out, and
And
then
right, and
go somewhere warm.
that goes back to your point. Like, if you can, fortunately for me, I live in the South. I live
Right.
right by the Gulf of Mexico. I can ride my bike 24/7, 365 if I choose to. Yeah, it'll get a little cold from time to time, but I don't have to contend with ice. I don't have to contend with snow. Some
Right.
rain here and there, and a little bit of chilly weather. But for the most part, I get to ride. So, um, if people are complaining that you're not packing up in the middle of February to come down from Ohio or New York or something on your bike, then that's shame on them. Like you got to you got to have common sense too.
Right. Right. Yeah. All right. So Mr. Robert Simmons says, "Q, what are you doing on
March
March
12th.
12th?"
That's this weekend, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
technically, yeah.
that's
March 12th is Sunday, I
that's
believe.
Sunday. I'll be on the road heading back home, so I can be back to work on March 13th.
Yeah, what he's hitting at, he's doing a after Daytona practice session. We're gonna have a bunch of people over there.
Ooh, ah. I wish I could, but I gotta. I only got so many days, and if I can't take, I can't. I don't want to say waste it because it won't be a waste, but I have all my days allocated for certain rides. So it's like if I can get back on Sunday, I'm gonna get back on Sunday and be right back to work Monday. I'm gonna be dragging, but I'm gonna be at work on Monday.
Right. Well, I mean, me and Robert and some of the other people would probably call in for you, be like, "Hey, listen, he's really sick. He can't talk right now."
Well, he's used all of his sick days, so he's gonna have to take his PTO.
I'll let them know that they can have one of my. You can have one of my sick days. They carry over, I believe. Melissa McDonald says, "I agree with this. Writing pulls me out of my small little. I don't even know how to say it. Microscope.
Microcosm.
Okay, in my head and connects me to the world. I don't even like to ride with music. Writing clears my head like nothing else." Yep, no doubt. Okay, so now we got the last question, and then we're going to end up going into the giveaway that's sponsored by Eagle Lights. Question 10. So, what's the worst experience you've ever had on a motorcycle?
Whew. My very first uh, long ride on my Harley was my worst one. My very first one. Wasn't prepared at all. Uh, I bought my first Road King, and like 2 weeks later, I was like, that wasn't even 2 weeks. It was like a week later. I went to the Lone Star Rally in Galveston, and I mean, just looking back at it, it was so irresponsible of what I did was so irresponsible. I didn't check anything. I didn't check fluids. My back tire was kind of bald. I didn't have any gear. I had the little plastic. I think no, I threw it. I really threw it away this time. But the
The
little
brain bucket.
yeah, I had the little
Yeah.
plastic shiny brain bucket and a pair of shades, and I just thought I was just I thought I was hot stuff. Like,
Right.
you couldn't tell me nothing, man. And uh, the guys I rode down with, they were like, they're gonna leave early. And it was like, why y'all leave? We just got to Lone Star. Like, why are we leaving? Like, it's a bad storm coming in. We're gonna get out before the storm hits. And I'm like, man, I'm tired. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait. I'll be all right. Man, it literally stormed on me from like Galveston all the way to approximately maybe an hour away from my house. We traveled with the rain. I didn't have any rain gear. The Like I said, I had the brain bucket. The water was just smacking my face, smacking my skin. I didn't have long sleeves on, and I hydroplaned a couple of times, like off of some bumps and things like that. And it was very nerve wracking. Uh, it was very scary. I'm not going to lie. I would be the first to tell people about that experience, and that's another reason why like I'm so hell bent on the the safety aspect of like being prepared, like making sure you have this, making sure you know everybody doesn't wear full face. That's their choice. I
Right.
just prefer full face. I keep thinking about the times I hydroplaned, and if I would have fell back or fell forward, what would have happened to my head and things like that. And um, I have kids to come back to. I
Right.
make sure that I leave and come back in one piece. And that was the worst experience ever. And I told myself I will never, ever, ever, ever let that happen again.
Yeah. See, now I almost feel like that that experience is almost like almost everybody's experience. It might not be their first or second experience, but like when you're a fresh rider, you
Mm.
don't realize everything that goes into it.
Yeah,
It's 60 degrees outside. It feels great outside. I don't need no jacket. I still do it once in a while, and I kick myself in the butt for it. I think we all do.
then
But
that
it's
temp drops real quick, and it's like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
30 now.
I got to tell my wife every time we go on the bike. I'm like, you might want to bring a jacket. It's gonna get cold tonight.
Mhm.
She's like, I'm good. And then she's complaining that she's cold on the back. It's like, try to tell you. But you learn so much from when you first start until, you continuously keep on learning stuff. I've learned so much in the past couple of years from when I first started. So you always got to have an open mind. And I mean, that is what it is. Let's see what we got here. Workman Experience says, let's do a meetup lunch. I'll be there from 3:09 to 3:12. All right. We'll see if we can make that happen. Brian Smith says, my question for GQ is, what is the most important thing to know when you're riding solo long distance? It's a good question.
The most important thing to know when riding solo long distance is to know yourself. That what I would say is like the biggest thing. Like know uh your comfort zone when it comes down to how far you can ride in a day. Because when you're riding long distances, you got to put some miles in. So you got to know when you're pushing yourself too much. You got to know when to shut it down. You got to know, you know, you got to believe in your confidence to make the trip. If you're not confident that you can do it, I would say build up your confidence by doing smaller trips and then stretch out further and further and further. But I would say just confidence in oneself is the biggest thing to know to me.
Right. Yeah, you definitely got to know your limits. Don't push yourself too far because it's not going to be worth it at the end of the day. So I would say the most important thing for long trips is just be as safe as possible.
Mhm.
That's what I'm rolling with.
Yep.
Boots and Jeans Ryder says mishaps make great stories.
They do.
Definitely, definitely,
They
definitely.
definitely do. I can laugh at it now. It's like, oh my God, like I have a bunch of pictures of that ride, like a bunch of selfies. Like somebody actually gave me their rain gear because they felt so bad for me because I was
Yeah.
riding without rain gear and it was just pouring down. And it's like, you know what, man, you need this more than I do. Guy,
Right.
he was putting his bike back on the trailer, and he was like, "Man, where's your rain gear?" And I'm just like dripping and just like walking around looking like Swamp Thing. And he's like, "Oh no, man, you can take it, man. It's all good." Blah blah blah. And you know, crazy. Like we're still really good friends to this day. Had never met each other, didn't know each other from a can of paint, and he gave me his rain gear. Like I just thought that was
Right.
awesome. That was an awesome thing to do.
Yeah, it is for sure. All right. So there's a couple more questions, but before we do that, we're gonna roll into the giveaway. This stream sponsored by Eagle Lights, and they're kind enough to give away a set of turn signals to the viewers that are watching. So right now, go ahead and type in the live chat hashtag Eagle, and we'll get you a set of those turn signals. But while you're doing that, we have a quick message from them. So enjoy.
How does Eagle Lights sell safety?
Yeah, we sell lights and safety. We sell plug and play, high grade, high performance lighting for Harley Davidson and Indian motorcycles. At least 3 times brighter than the stock headlight.
Let's go to the back of the bike now and talk taillights.
So we have a bunch of different styles. This one's gonna be one of our most popular. It's a strobing taillight. What ends up happening is when you hit the brake, it's gonna strobe 3 times to let the people behind you know that you're there.
Harley folks love to customize their bikes. They love different looks. How do you cover all that when it comes to the turn signals and the running lights?
So we have a bunch of different styles. These ones feature full running lights, all 48 LEDs, they light up white, and then they'll also color changes automatically to amber. So you don't actually have to do anything, it's all built into it. Harley and Indian's our main specialty, but we carry stuff from Honda, Triumph, you name it, we have a lot of lights for it.
I know you're concerned with delivering a high quality light that's easy to install. What if there's an issue? What kind of warranty do you offer?
Any of our lights, it's a lifetime warranty. As long as you own it, we'll take care of you.
Can't get any better than that. These lights are super high quality, way better than the OEM lights. They're gonna help you be seen and they're gonna help you see out there on the road. Check them out at eaglelights.com.
All right. Big thank you to Eagle Lights for sponsoring this yet again. I mean, as I said before, they have quality products. So even if you don't win this, you can use my promo code Jogo Motorcycle Adventures, and you'll get 15% off, which is quite the discount compared to most companies. I'll give you 5-10% off, but they're doing 15, so it's awesome. So, all right, let's go in here. I am going to pick the winner here. I gotta put this in. Oh, 1 second here. Eagle. All right. And we are going to get a drum roll for this. Oh no, it's not working again. This is unbelievable. All right, let's see what we can do here. This dang software that I use, man. Let's try it one more time. Hashtag Eagle. The growing pains of a live stream, everybody. Gotta love it. All right, we'll roll it. We'll try to roll it again. It's not working. Do me a favor, guys. Start typing hashtag Eagle Lights again and see if this works. Because if not, I don't understand. Here we go. Let them flow. We'll do this for like, I don't know, like 15 seconds. Here we go. All right. Now we're getting the eligible user. I think it times out after a certain amount of time. So next stream, learning experience, I'll tell you guys to type hashtag Eagle at the end of the video. So is what it is. Okay. We're going to roll it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melissa McDonald is the winner. Congratulations. We got you a little round of applause. All right, Melissa. So you can either go to my website, scroll down to the contact portion, shoot me an email with the make and model of your bike and the address that you want to send, and we'll get that out to you. So huge congrats to you. Glad we were able to get this to work. So we got
Congrats.
GQ back in here. Melissa McDonald, she's saying, well, I got to scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Never win
She
anything.
said, no way. No, that's good too, because she's been commenting on a lot of stuff on the channel too, so she definitely deserves it. Everybody's saying congrats. Everybody's being a good sport about it. That's what I like about it. All right, guys. So right now we are going to open it up for Q&A with
No pun intended, right? No pun
yeah.
intended, right?
I should have put Q and J, right? No, I didn't even realize that until you said something. But if you guys got a question for Q, go ahead, drop it down in the chat below, and we will gladly answer it. I did see, it was a little while ago, but I want to go back to it. Let's see here. Here we go. Workman Experience said, me again, what are your top 5 annual events / rallies?
Top. I don't have. I can't say a top 5. I want to just say like experiences. And for me, this is a combination of like rallies and like things in the motorcycle community. Going down to Key West, I think every motorcyclist should do it at least one time. So that's one thing. Going to Niagara Falls on your motorcycle, and it's just, if you've never been in general, like, do it. It's amazing. Riding through the Pig Trail in Arkansas, loved it. It was just beautiful, just amazing. Traveling west, so whichever way you decide to go, but a lot of us, like, you have the East Coast and I split the country like from like Houston, Dallas, like east, and then you have everything on this side. So traveling, anyone who's from the East Coast, taking a cross country trip, West Coast would be another thing. Whether that's on Interstate 40, Interstate 10, it's just beautiful. Like it, you literally watch the landscape like transform right between your eyes, right before your eyes. And I would probably say, um, that's about it. I mean, that's just for me. Like those probably are the top five things that I love. I've enjoyed so far. Like I love it.
Okay. So now, d- s- some people are different. So some people enjoy riding out to the rallies and
Hmm.
then just hanging out directly at that rally the whole time and then going home. So
Hmm.
for me, I like going to the rally, hanging out for a little bit, and then just riding because I'm not all about the crazy party and stuff like that.
I totally agree. And anytime I get a chance, even like if I'm doing stuff like with my motorcycle club, and a different chapter is having something in a different city, I go out there, hang out with my brothers and things like that, and then I'm online like, okay, what's in the area? Like, what's
Right.
something good to eat? What's something new to see? Where can I take a nice picture? And I go out and document those experiences. So I'm the same way. Like when we go to Daytona, I'm going to see everything I can see. Then I'm
Right.
going to say, okay, where can I really get some good riding in or find some nice photo ops down there?
Right. Now that spot where Tall's having that bike show, which is on the 10th, I believe.
Hmm.
Have you ever been in that area?
I
I,
have not.
okay. Yeah, I'm excited to check that out because last year I just stuck around where everything else was.
Mhm.
And he brought that location up, and that looks like a nice chill spot to check out and see something new. Boots and Jeans Ryder says, "Hey Q, for those that know, talk about what a second line is."
Oh, I don't think we have enough time for that one.
Uh oh, no,
It's
we
a,
got all day.
it's a New Orleans thing. It's
Okay,
so traditionally funerals down here in the city is it's a celebration. It's truly a celebration. And New Orleans is pretty much like, one of the birthplaces of jazz and in a lot of it's a lot of musicality down here. And we put music into everything that we do. So when someone passes away, uh you have the family, which is the first line, and then you have the band, or the well, pretty much the band, which is the second line. And so the second line is when a bunch of musicians play. It's typically at uh, celebrations. So even though we celebrate, someone's passing away, not celebrated, but you get what I'm saying.
right,
It's
yeah,
a celebration for that, weddings, graduations, things like that. You have those people who follow uh, or lead in the middle of the crowd of people who are at the event. So the second line is in the case for someone who passes away, you have the people, the family, the hearse and things like that. Then you have the band playing, following them, and then everyone else following the band, and they're playing jazz music and things like that. Uh, so that's a second line. Just Google second
okay,
line New Orleans, and it'll all make sense. It's kind of
awesome.
hard to really explain. It's one of those things that you have to experience, and everyone
Mhm.
behind the second line, they're dancing, they have their handkerchiefs, and they're just celebrating what's going on at that moment.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. 'Cause that sounds really
Definitely, and blues,
interesting.
right?
What's
Yeah,
that?
blues. No, he said blues,
Oh, okay.
jazz and blues, correctly, correct.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if we got any more questions in here. Karen saying another awesome stream. Thank you, Joe and Q. No problem.
No problem at all.
Let's see. Ask Q if his club member on the Gold Wing pull out the coffee table yet.
Nah, I don't think he ever pulled out the coffee table. I'll be looking for it in the near future.
If you guys haven't seen that video on his channel, one of the club members supposedly broke down on the Gold Wing, and he opens up the trunk. He's got everything in there, like a kitchen sink in there, man.
Yeah, and everything. That was funny. That was funny.
That was good. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Scotland says I'm gonna try to hit the loneliest highway this year in Nevada, US 50 in Nevada.
Is that no, what's the place? It's out on the West Coast. I call it the Forrest Gump Road.
I don't know.
I know it. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Let us know.
Somebody say it. Somebody say it. The Forrest Gump Road. What is it?
Papa D will know. He will know. He knows every single road in America.
Boots and Jeans know this. Like, what's that road? I called the Forrest Gump Road because that's when Forrest Gump was leading everyone on that long interstate.
Here it
Monument
is.
Valley.
Yeah, Monument Valley.
I want to get to Monument Valley. Yep.
I told you he'd know. He knows every single road in the USA.
Didn't think of it at all.
Boots and Jean Ryder said we'll be in. I'm guessing NOLA stands for New Orleans.
Yep.
Okay, in June, they'll hit you up. All right. Scotland says that's Utah. All right. And then Papa D says, Ride in Bike Show 522 Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune Boulevard. That's a mouthful. 3 to 6 p.m. So if you guys are interested on the 10th there. All right, man. Well, it looks like the chat's slowing down a little bit. Don't really have any more questions, so I'm not gonna drag this on and leave you here. So I just want to thank you for coming on for sure. It's been absolute pleasure. It's been awesome time. But before you go, if people want to find you, just go ahead and shout out like all your social media and where they can find you.
Yes. So I am GQ. My channel is just GQ, JUST space G space KUE. You can find me on all your social media platforms at just GQ. That's Facebook, Instagram. I believe I have a Twitter somewhere in the closet. YouTube, of course. And you can check out some of my merchandise on my Teespring. The link is in my my YouTube and also on my Instagram as well. And I just want to say thank you. I want to just much love, much respect to what you're doing. I'm super proud of you. Keep growing, keep going, keep showing. And I can't wait to see what else YouTube has in store for you, man. So like, I really appreciate you having me on the show. I don't take this for granted at all. This YouTube community is so big, but yet so small at the same time. And when we get together, it's gonna be like, hey, can't wait, brother. I cannot wait till we get down to Daytona.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for all the kind words. We'll go ahead and see you in Daytona. It just a couple more days, man. We'll see you out there.
And if y'all haven't checked out my latest video on YouTube, it just dropped today. Go ahead and check it out at Just GQ. The comments are on fire because we're talking about customer service at the Harley dealership. So y'all go ahead and drop a comment on there, man. And for my man Joe, once again, thank you. And this is GQ, the leader of the Peace Army, telling you guys to be safe, be cool, and most importantly, be you.
Awesome, man. Thanks for the closeout. That was awesome. All right, guys. So if you're watching this on the replay, I'm going to put a playlist right here to my past live streams. So make sure you go and check that out. And again, I want to thank GQ for coming on to the stream. Make sure you go and check out his channel. And another last minute thank you to Eagle Lights for sponsoring the stream. As always, guys, this is Joe Go with Joe Go Motorcycle Adventures. Until next time, ride on.